Hello, welcome back. This is Jenny from Paparazzi, and today I will talk about types of slotted tools. Enjoy the video. Hi guys, in the last few videos we have seen how to roll tight coils and loose coils using slotted tool. I later felt the need to do another video entirely on the slotted tool because there are varieties of slotted tools available in the market, and I wanted to tell you why one tool is better than the other. So as a beginner, many of us would get to work with a slotted tool like this. Even I, as a beginner, started with a tool which is as basic as this. It is a simple plastic handle with a metal slot in the end. And then I had to make my own tool with a toothpick. This is something that looked like the one I had made. So I basically cut the sharp tip and then cut through another slit through the wooden pick. And this did not give me the perfect coil, so I went back to the market for more better tools. So I found this one. This was sturdier, even easier to handle, but again the results were not satisfactory, and finally I settled for this one. This is the most simplest, most effective tool, very comfortable to use, and this is the one I use right now. So I'll tell you the differences. I'll tell you why the tool I use is better than the other tools. I'll tell you the differences by showing you by rolling a few tight coils. Okay, we'll start off with the basic quilling tool. You see that the slot is big here. That is the major drawback of this tool, because the larger the gap, the more are the chances for the paper to slip out even before you start rolling. Okay, so, and also you cannot start at the very edge of the strip like this, because you do not get a grip. It keeps slipping. So the only way to overcome that is to scoot down a little bit on the strip, get the grip by pinching the other edge of the paper strip, and then start rolling. Okay, and we are trying to attain coils which are circular in shape, not any other shape, but circular coils. But look at that, because the gap is big, it ends up being anything but circular. I don't know if this is an ellipse or rectangular shape, but that's how it's turning out to be. So let me roll and then I'll show you the difference. You see that? This doesn't look like a circle at all. And I don't like the little paper fold in the center. You see that? It is more elliptical, right? That's because this ends up being like a box. This is a rectangular shaped gap inside. For the coil to be circular, this gap has to be as minimum as possible. The slit needs to be small, just enough for the paper strip to slide in. Not for a bunch of papers, but one thin paper strip to slide in. So that's one major drawback. This is not the shape I wanted for my coils at all. So that's when I went for the toothpick, because it has a circular shape to it, unlike this, which is boxy in nature. This has got a round outer surface, and the slit is just as wide as my blade, right? But the drawback, you see that the slit is not straight, it's crooked. And many a times I cut my finger while cutting through the wooden pick. This is a crooked, this is a skewed toothpick. Let's just roll and see how it'll be different from the earlier one. Because it's got, you can sand it down, but I haven't, and because of the rough edges, it was difficult to slide the paper strip into the slot. Okay, and many a times when I rolled and I rolled tight, one of the sides broke. Okay, the slit gave through, and I had to make another slotted tool with another toothpick. Okay, so here I go. It looks like it is circular. Yes, it is definitely a circular tight coil, but the drawback, apart from the ones I said, that the slot is skewed, and it's difficult to, it is a little difficult to make one with a toothpick. But if you can make a perfect tool with a toothpick, it's very good. Okay, so with the toothpick slot, this is the circular coil I have achieved. I'm happy with the shape, but what I'm not happy is with the center. You see that the center is big. The gap is big in the center, right? I don't want that. Okay, so that made me look for some more tools in the market, and I found this one, hoping that I would now get my perfect coils. Let's see how this turns out to be. It is comfortable to roll because you got a bigger handle, and the metal slot is sturdy. Okay, let's see how it comes out. See the challenge here, because the insides of the slot is not smoothed down. It's not it's still got some ragged edges to it, so pulling it out is being a little difficult. Okay, all right, we did that, and that's the coil, right? See the gap again, and there is an ugly fold also. It's no different from the slotted tool, at least not a lot of difference I see there. The gaps, the center is still bigger. I don't want that big an empty space in my coils. It looks more like a circular ring than a coil, right? That's when I got this. As you can see, you can hardly see the slot in here. It's so minimal, as in like just one paper strip there's enough space for just one paper strip, one thin paper strip to go through, right? See, you don't see the gap at all. And it's not heavy too. It's very light and easy to handle. Let's see how this one turns out. We have seen in the last few videos, right? So here we roll. It's very easy to handle. Let me just glue it down before we look at the center. You see that? You see that? I have taken a half strip of a standard quilling strip to roll these coils, and I believe that you can see that the sizes of these coils are not all the same. Right? This one is more elliptical in shape. This is a little bigger because the center is bigger. The center is slightly smaller than the toothpick, but it is still bigger and is not of the same size as this. And this is the smallest and the most perfect circular coil. Although there is still, we can still see a paper fold in the center, but this is the most perfect coil of all the coils. So this is the best tool I would recommend. Even if you are a beginner, I think if you learn how to slide the paper strip, you should be able to roll it easily. Rolling is not a challenge at all. But with this, it is challenging even for advanced quillers, I believe. Yes, so this is my favorite tool. I strongly recommend this one. But again, in my last videos, if you have noticed, if you have watched my videos, I have told you that I use the needle to roll my coils. This is for those coils which I want to make more in number. But if I don't want the paper fold in the center, I always go for the needle rather than the tool. Alright, so pick the best one. I think this costs around 99 rupees in any craft store. That is a good investment, I would say, because this is not going to damage because it's made of metal, and the slot also is bigger. Even if you want to use a 10 mm strip, you can securely hold the entire strip inside the slot and roll it. There's no excess paper strips spilling out of the tool. So the entire paper strip can rest inside the slot. So go for this one. Or if you find a better tool than this, please mention that in the comments. I would be glad to try that out. Yes, so this is all about the slotted tools. And before we leave, I wanted to share another technique with you about the paper fold in the center. All right, so how can you avoid this paper strip if you are using the quilling slotted tool? The edge in the center, the fold in the center, how can you make it go away? So the trick is, use a toothpick, okay, and then go back after you take the coil out of the needle. Okay, go back. Okay, I'll show it like this. Go back into the center once again with the needle and just move around a little bit. Okay, you see that? Turn it around. Do the same thing at the back also. You see that? The paper fold is not there anymore. So you basically are pushing that paper fold with the toothpick away from the center. There. That's the tip. But if you have like too many coils to roll and you want the perfect centers without the fold showing, you cannot keep going back with the toothpick. So it's easier to use a needle. All right. So yeah, that's it for the episode today. I hope you could get a few insights on the slotted tools. If you have any doubts, if you have any suggestions, please let me know, and I'd be glad to clarify your questions. Thank you so much.